Sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
The wonderful strains of Oliver Twist means that Mike Lubitz is back on the production panels here at Lunchbox Central. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on South Florida Live. Also, simulcast on Let's Eat South Florida. We are ever closer to 120,000 members. I think today might be the day. The question, Jeff DeForest, how many of them are bots and Russian or Korean Chinese trolls?
Wow. Have you come across that? Has that been a problem?
Well,
I joined when there was 6,000 among the subscribers, and that was like 2 years ago. That's insane growth, Mike Mayo. That's ridiculous. But so you're saying, are you questioning the results of the election? Is that what's happening here?
No, I'm not questioning the results of any certified, adjudicated elections in the United States of America. What I am questioning is my own sanity, because this thing came in into the bin for approval this morning, and because I do like stirring the pot and I do like driving engagement, and I guess I am a pawn and a tool and playing Facebook's little games. But a woman, a very attractive woman, and usually that's how you can tell that they're a fake account or a bot. It's usually like
artificial intelligence,
AI. But this one, it was weird because I do some investigation, and it says that the profile was created in 2008. It says that this woman, whose name is Victoria M. Jackson, has a profile with 7,000 followers, and then I clicked on her profile, and it's lots of different photos, let's say in revealing bathing suits. So it's one of those maybe OnlyFans accounts or something like that.
All right.
Maybe she's looking for followers. I don't know if she's a real human being or not, but all I know is that
how'd she look in a bathing suit?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Not that you would notice now that you're not fighting unattached anymore. Yeah.
So she posted the very short and not so sweet a couple of sentences. Here it is. South Florida does not have any good food. Please prove me wrong. I'm from Texas by way of Louisiana. I know good food. LOL. That's
Texas
it.
known for good. The Louisiana thing, I guess, the one region in Louisiana has great food. The rest of Louisiana is not known for great food. And why is Texas? The Dallas area is okay. Houston's good for barbecue, but it's not like Texas is known for.
These are people that go out and shoot a squirrel and bring it back and make a stew out of it. What are you talking about? Lubie's absolutely right about this.
Okay. Now, the premise. All right. Well, here was my response, which was early. Was
that would rise? Give rise to the hair on your back, though, Mayo, because that's the kind of thing that gets you going.
Well, okay.
So a blanket generic statement
that
seems to be ridiculous.
Untrue statement filled with misinformation. You would think it's coming right from the election headquarters or campaign central of certain candidates.
Nobody could say that there's no good food.
No, it's stupid. It's a stupid comment, but it's just designed to get engagement. And sure enough, within an hour, again, you talk about throwing chum in the waters. This was, just okay. So here we're at. It's been up there for about 4 hours. 19,000 people have seen the post. Wow. 393 comments, and the comment that has the most likes, of course, is yours truly, the grand exalted leader, me. My response was, only a trolling bot that just joined the group 2 days ago could make such a ridiculous blanket assertion. Period. Please. Period. Prove me wrong. Period. Okay. I'm from Brooklyn and came to SoFla by way of Boston, London, and South Carolina. Period. I know BS. Period. And I know good food. Period. There's plenty of it in South Florida. Period. But by coming at the topic like this, I'm not going to guide you. Period.
So you got completely sucked in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, rather than see, this is the problem of being too intelligent, Mike Mayo. You'd be better off like Mike Lubitz and me, just being a regular person. You didn't have this like Tufts background and I don't know, whatever that was, the London School of Finance and
economics,
the IQ that's out the door there. This wouldn't bother you. You would immediately have, come to the conclusion that this was like complete BS and absolutely ridiculous, or too ridiculous to address at all. If you wanted to put it up there for fun on the site, but for you to get involved, in a little, point versus point, did the robot fire back?
No, and that's somebody that responded to my comment, said 119 comments so far, and that was way earlier in the morning, and not one response from her. Period. Clearly a troll. Period. Don't give her the time of day. So there you go.
Well, you got to go with the who on that. I won't be fooled again. Don't let it happen again.
Well,
Mike,
the thing is, should I have just deleted it right off the bat this morning and let nobody derive any kind of
It's a silly thing to comment on. I mean, what are people they're going to start naming off? Well, I know a good restaurant.
Some people did.
Really?
Some people said she's right. Some people said
you can't. And no one could believe that, though. I mean, and we've been doing the show a couple of years, and this was true long before that. That you probably have one of the most diverse and excellent bases for dining anywhere in the country here.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, my contention is this: that no matter where you are in this world, whether it be South Florida, Texas, New York, or even Fez, Morocco, there's always good food available.
There's going to be
There's always something that is delicious, made by somebody that has a longtime family recipe or has some, that brings some passion and pride to what they do. Obviously, I could rattle off right off the top of my head 50 great places to get various good meals in South Florida. But I think one of the members kind of summed it up best, saying, this was Catherine M., replying to Victoria M. Jackson AI bot. She said, "We won't prove you wrong because it's not worth our energy. Just go back home to Texas." And
I love the fact that you and others were slinging insults at an entity that doesn't really exist as a human being.
Maybe she does. Maybe
that's the best part.
Maybe she does exist, but
clearly Russian trolls. What are you talking about?
Clearly, but
now was that other thing a fake also?
What's that?
I mean, it drew outrageous response from a variety of people. A large volume. That thing about sitting at the bar having dinner.
Oh yeah,
somebody asked if you'll move over while you're having dinner, and you even weighed in on that. And I can't believe that was completely your position.
It is.
There would have at least have been a snide comment as you
after you left the show yesterday and probably went on your walk of life. We brought up this discussion and topic with Pat Utter, and he was like saying old school, bar etiquette is always move over, and it doesn't matter what stage of the meal that you're at. If you're already seated at the
excuse me, I'm having my asparagus right now. Can you just stand there for another 15 minutes while I finish these?
And can you pass the Grey Poupon?
The hollandaise sauce is unbelievable.
No, I mean, again, my response.
Hollandaise sauce is a whole
Hallandale sauce is it's very clogged with traffic and usually a little bit old and past its expiration.
If you just wanted to clog your arteries, you go put some hollandaise sauce on there. But I do have to get in a plug for our man. I know we were going to be there today, but we had to do a little switcheroo, wicked cheesesteaks, and I've been adding a little wicked cheesesteak hot sauce, the stuff that they make themselves, to any variety of leftovers that have been around, including a quesadilla from the other day that the Mustang brought home. And this hot sauce is great. And I'm a big fan of hot sauces, but it really is excellent, Mike Mayo. That is not a shameless plug or any kind of shill job. I really, really like the wicked cheesesteak hot sauce. I think it's terrific.
do too, and I happen to have a bottle of it in my pantry as well. It seems like now
we've pilfered a lot of those bottles, and no wonder Brian's going out of business here. Sorry, Brian. Yeah,
he's not going anywhere. He's doing fine. His biggest problem is not with attracting customers, nor the quality of his food and his menu, which is great.
Terrific.
Problem, like so many people, is talent. I mean, finding workers who show up. And he was telling me a story about, he hired a guy who didn't have a car, and then he was giving him a lift home every night because the guy was doing a decent job. And then all of a sudden, the guy doesn't show up one day, and he's in Indiana, like I don't know, tending
on
to
the
some
lamb or
business. I don't know, and
Doesn't
it's like
say anything?
it doesn't say anything, doesn't call out.
Indiana
Like
is the kind of place you go when you don't want to be found.
I thought that was South Florida. This is the place that everybody
well, I
runs
mean,
to.
you come here and you reestablish yourself as somebody
Something
else.
new. Right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
same
he's been,
scam, somebody else.
yeah, he's been, and this is a universal story in the food and restaurant industry for the past couple of years since COVID. Is people just don't want to have to come to work anymore, and it's one thing like they're paying. He's paying. Everybody's had to raise their wages because of the competition that people can go out and drive on their own on Uber Eats and make $25 an hour. Of course, you got to use your own vehicle and gas, so you got to subtract that. But people can go to work for Amazon or these delivery services and make 25 $5 an hour. So now line cooks are getting $18 to $20 an hour and things like that. And they still don't call out and they still don't show up. And they just, all you want if you're running a business, you want to be able to have a appropriate staffing for a given day, given the volume of business that you expect. And, it's frustrating so that now, he has to kind of cut back on hours or take some days off just to give the few people who are left actually running the business. In his case, it's him and his wife, Sonata. And it's a never ending battle. And I feel for all the restaurateurs because everybody wants the convenience of being able to go out to eat. But it seems like nobody is either willing to actually do the jobs or pay for the labor that's now involved, and that translates to higher prices. I don't know where it all ends. For me, it ends with eating less and eating broccoli stems. I guess that's the.
You've really gotten out of bounds now. Lubie said that you didn't even bother taking a slice of that shrimp scampi pizza.
You didn't touch it.
Which, your early commitments are tremendous. I sincerely hope you sustain this for a long enough period of time for it to actually have a long-term impact.
This all falls into New Year's resolutions, because it was just the Jewish New Year. So I said, you know what? Who needs to wait for January 1st? I'm going to turn myself around. I'm going to show some discipline.
Oh, you're going by Jewish New Year. That's good. Have you ever, I was posing this question. We asked Ian Eagles, and he said yes to it. But have you ever had somebody stop you in the streets and offer to blow the chauffeur for you?
All right, just stop this.
In a religious context.
No.
I asked you that yesterday.
Yesterday. That's the act, not the joke.
Have you ever had somebody do that?
No.
I never have, and I hung out like a lot of places where it might happen. But,
if we're going to get into religious stuff, because I have had people who are affiliated with these Chabads that have come up to me when they ask, "Are you Jewish?" And I say, "Yeah." And I said, actually, I was bar mitzvahed, and they want me to put on the tefillin. You know what the tefillin is?
Yeah.
That's the little box on the head, and you wrap it up, and you wrap it.
It looks a little weird, I would have to say. I mean,
it hurts.
And that is a religious rite, which for some reason the people, the Lubavitch and the people.
You seem like a Mari Stoudemire with that, whenever they interview him now.
Yeah,
he's wearing the film.
I had to wear one for my bar mitzvah. My bar mitzvah was not on a Saturday Shabbat. Mine was on a Rosh Chodesh, and we're getting into Judaism.
The only filling you should be interested in is the key lime filling and Gilbert's. Whether or not it's going to meet your satisfaction.
To fill in, and that's
too
Rosh,
deep, though. I mean,
on Rosh Chodesh, I had to wear the tefillin while I was doing it wasn't a Haftorah, it was actually reading from the Torah without any vowels.
What track were you at when this happened?
Temple Shalom.
It sounds like something you might have done at Yonkers while you were losing your fanny.
Flatbush.
I came up to race 12, and you were going to bet everything on Abatello. Yeah.
So anyway, you started it with the chauffeur blowing, and I'm going to finish it.
I never had a guy. I mean, I've been around long enough to have experienced most everything, and then fool that I am, I blew the guy off.
Wait, did you really? This didn't really happen.
This I on the life of my grandchildren.
Where?
Right near my house. I was like a few feet away from making the turn back into my little complex here, where I was finishing off the walk of life on Sunday. And the guy stopped me in the street.
It was Rosh Hashanah.
And he says, hey, are you Jewish? I'm like, that's an odd question, because I really thought he was going to ask me directions to the temple, which I wouldn't have been able to tell him because I've never seen a temple around.
I thought he was going to ask if you had any tickets you could sell.
Whatever. I would have been happy to try and arrange that for him. Although I don't bring my cell phone with me. So I was going to stop. I always stop. People want directions. Very happy to accommodate them. And, I usually try to explain, like, in a way where they can actually find a place. But he says, would you mind if I blow the chauffeur for you? And at first, I was, like I said, I wasn't thinking that he was going to whip out like a conch shell.
Well, he actually had the ram. It's the ram's horn. It's
ram's
the
horn.
Ram's
Yeah, okay.
horn is the shofar. You would flunk Judy. Did you? You actually went to Hebrew?
Yeah, no, I did my share of shul. It's been a long time.
I did my share of shul. That's a great line.
Yes.
It's like you served your time.
You served time. Yes, that's how.
I'm glad. I'm a very proud Jew. I really am. It's just I'm not really that into religion. Yeah,
I love the culture. I love
it's been 59 years since I've been in a temple.
Okay, yeah, I love the culture. I could do without the davening, but again, I don't mean to offend anybody.
But a guy stops you on the street. I mean, what would you do? What would you do, Mike Mayo?
I would say, play me a song.
Play me a song. Yeah.
So he breaks into "You've Lost That Loving Feeling," and what you stay there for the whole song, or do you move on?
I just want him to hit that high note. It's been so long since I bet Lubie still knows this. What are the things that the cantor says? Tatila Gadola.
My favorite. They kill themselves. You see them passing out. They have to revive them.
It's like the high note in the national anthem. I love that. I would actually go back to temple for that. Hey, can we talk food in Rosh Hashanah? Because I didn't give proper thrift about. I don't know if anybody did anything over the weekend for holiday meals of Rosh Hashanah. Lubie, did you?
My family did, but we were supposed to go to my parents Saturday actually, but because we got delayed in Madrid, didn't get back till like Saturday. By the time we got home, it was like Saturday night, so we didn't do anything. I will be doing stuff.
By the time you got home, it was Yom Kippur, and you had to start yourself.
So we didn't get to do anything for Rosh Hashanah, but my family did, and we will be all in tow for Yom Kippur.
All right, so can I put in a plug? But again, for Rosh Hashanah, I made an order that I paid for. This was purchased product, but at one of our sponsors, Grandpa's of Dania Beach, the Bagel Deli, and Mark Freed and Clive is their deli manager. I went in a couple of days before. I just filled out my little slip, that big sheet that you love so much. But me and my mom, just the two of us, because my brother and sister-in-law were working on Saturday at Gulfstream. But me and my mom had the loveliest New Year's Rosh Hashanah supper. We had.
Oh, I saw some pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, we had.
Are you morphing all of a sudden into a nice guy? What happened, Michael?
There are some
you were so polite about that bar thing with your comment, and now those pictures of you with your mom were actually moving. I was telling the lovely Bonnie that you photoshopped that picture of you planting a kiss on your mother's head.
Now you
would have been reaching for the challah. What are you talking about?
That was just on my personal page. I can't let people on Let's Eat see how nice of a guy that I really am.
God,
I have
what
to
a
keep
difference!
up appearances, but no, it was really a sweet. My mom is 90 now. She lives with me. She's had all kinds of health, challenges in the past 5 years. She's still here. I said, look, Mom, we're both still here. It's amazing, and I just really was savoring every moment. We had some beautiful matzo ball soup. Then I got some brisket, and let me tell you, this brisket was cut so beautifully. It's lean pieces that were the perfect length and also not too thick. And then it had this little ribbon on fat on the edge, so that if you want a little bit of fat for flavor, you keep it on. If not, you could easily remove it. Greatest. Beautiful, luscious brown gravy that poured over it. Some of those green beans almondine that Mark Freed takes such great pride in. Do you like those little slivers of almonds with your green beans there, Defo? Do you know that?
That's fine. Anyway, you can disguise green beans with something else, I think is good.
All right. And then, wow, I'm not a green bean fan. I like green beans.
I like them, but I don't go out of my way to, hey, let's make some green beans tonight.
And then we got two more side dishes that completed our plates, which was kasha vanishkas,
nice.
Little bow tie pastas with kasha and onions. A lot of those beautiful sautéed onions mixed in with the bow tie pasta and the kasha. I love a good kasha vanishkas, and Grandpa's makes a great one. They don't have it all the time. It's just like one of those holiday offerings. So really enjoyed that. And then could have it as dessert, or we had it on our plate too. Noodle kugel. And I don't know what you feel about noodle kugel.
You went all in, man.
Yeah, you were super Jew.
Yeah.
And it had the little raisins in it.
Were you wearing the tefillin when you were doing all of this?
And I was blowing
That's just a mark on your head.
All you ate was whitefish and potato latkes, and you would have covered all the bases.
Whitefish is okay.
Were you with that family that was going to blow the shofar for me? Walking in the background, I didn't notice
the whitefish and all the smoked fish and the sable and the sturgeon. That all comes for Yom Kippur, breaking the fast with all the beautiful bagels. But this was, meat and potatoes and some side dishes and tremendous stuff. I mean, everything was so delicious, and I bought enough so that I was able to give a bunch to my brother and sister-in-law, and they had it for dinner that night. Also terrific. And I just got to give props because I know they're a sponsor, but they passed the Lunchbox and Gambling Gourmet litmus test of being absolutely delicious, and I pay for their product. The way we do it here is when we do a show, people give us food. That's promotional consideration. They're sponsors. They pay us for advertising on here. But when I go into a restaurant, I'm paying my own way so that I can be critical. And like at Casa Calabria, maybe say a little bit about
anything need like a pinch of salt.
No, actually, everything, even the soup was just perfectly seasoned.
Because that's the thing. Sometimes with matzo ball soup, it's become like
bland. Usually, because
it's not only bland, but it's like when you get wonton, right? Like they give you the matzo ball, maybe some noodles, but they're chinched with everything else. They put a ton of carrots.
They have carrots, they have celery, they've shredded chicken, and then the matzo ball
in it. Yeah, it was
cool. Beautiful soup, and of course it's house-made soup. They are actually boiling the chickens and the carcass to get that great flavor. It's not like they're using pre-made canned stock or anything like that. It was just tremendous stuff, and it warmed my heart. It made me nostalgic, Defo, and I did get.
I do sense a change in you. It's. Well, I'm not sure, exactly what to make of it yet, because we've seen these kind of movements in the past, and they mostly ended up like bad bowel movements. But
3 weeks later, forgot. No, but as I was sitting, man, I just
you're cheerier. Something happened to you. Did you hit a big number at the track or something?
I've just been in a good mood lately. My life, I'm trying to,
You took a look in the mirror. You looked at that man in the mirror. And saw the direction.
Have you eradicated those Tuesday meetings? Because I feel like that part of your life has sort of subsided, and it seems
we're still doing that for now.
It's even more remarkable. I mean,
I want to
be like Bryce, Young throwing a 70-yard touchdown pass perfectly in time, as if he was throwing a Jerry Rice as Joe Montana.
I wanted to share one touching. I know that you guys don't go for this treacly things and sentimental stuff, but sitting there with my mom, have a picture of my family, from the past at one of the holiday meals, my late father, my late brother. And I just said, Mom, this is so nice to just be able to be together with you and enjoy this holiday meal. And she said, and I said, isn't this beautiful? And she starts eating the soup, and she goes, yes, it's nice. The soup is good, but nobody made chicken soup like your mom. And I was like, you're right, Mom. She did.
Probably true. Yeah, my mom made a great chicken soup. Yeah. Tremendous. And Lubie's right. The emphasis on the carrots, it seems like a small detail, but I can, from my dining while driving, I have to admit that, I had taken some remnants, like a matzo ball, and there was, a piece of the carrots were still in this little thing to-go box I had last time, and I ate them while I was in the car, and they were great.
They're like chunks of carrots. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Carrots, by fingertip. I stole a page from the Mayo book, and they're so tasty as compared to other soups that you get that don't feature the taste, sensation of the vegetables.
No, I like a good vegetable-laden soup. Vegetables are my new middle name because I've been eating a lot of them, including last night. I had a little bit of leftovers from our show at Shenanigans with Pat Utter yesterday. How great is he? I love doing shows there.
He's a character, the perfect kind of guy to own that kind of place.
Oh yeah, and he, I had the fish. I ate all the fish at the restaurant yesterday, but I brought home some of those great, those clams. Those kind of I guess it's a little bit of steamed clams, but they do.
There's no law against that. Taking the clams out of there.
No.
Was that a pot also?
Effective use of a very past of a contentious LESF post. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago about the mussels that wouldn't be packed up at a French restaurant near you in Deerfield Beach. But no, Pat let me take the clams home. I got them right in the fridge, and I also had a bunch of uneaten broccoli, and I chopped up the broccoli florets, and I removed the clams, and I put them together, and I made a very little bit of pasta last night, a little bit of that vermicelli, kind of not quite angel hair, but thin, not too thin. Toss that in with the clams and the broccoli, and then I was left with that pile of broccoli stems, and I took that picture, and I put that picture up on Let's Eat this morning, and I just said, broccoli stems, yes or no, do you eat these? And
sometimes yes, sometimes no.
That was the consensus.
Yeah,
it depends on how hungry I am and how
they're
cooked they are.
Yes.
Yeah. I ended up eating most of them last night because they were softened to the point where you could still eat them. And people were saying, "Oh, that's the one that's packed with flavor and nutrition." I didn't detect any real flavor apart from the garlic.
It's like eating the green stuff in a lobster.
No, it's not the flavor. The flavor is always at the floret. Usually it's the nutrients are supposedly in the stalk. I don't know.
Okay. I ate them. I ate the stalks.
Enough butter on anything, and it's always
exactly.
good. Ask Tom Tanazzini. Enough butter on anything, and it's going to taste well.
Speaking of Tom T, I see he's on here. He's having one of his feed me dinners tomorrow night up at Nobo Brewing.
I wish I could go. I really want to attend one of those.
I am going. I don't know how that's going to jibe with my new lifestyle. I'm going to have to just
you're going to have to sacrifice that day completely.
I'm taking Bonnie for Bonnie. Talk about the never.
Bonnie will dive in though, but Bonnie doesn't gain a pound. She loses 5 pounds going to eat with Tom Tanazzini.
Great metabolism.
Yeah.
And again, her birthday tour continues. It's still birthday month, so that's fine.
Bonnie
had a big birthday earlier this month, and we love Bonnie. So Tom invited us up, and we're going to go up there and check out his feed me dinner. I might have to refuse a number. I'm not going to refuse anything. Who's kidding who? I'm going to just eat 2 bites.
Once in a while, it's cool.
He's excited. I think he said he was maybe going to be making veal ribs or like I've never had. You've heard of beef ribs and things like
veal ribs. Okay,
some sort of veal rib steak. I don't know what it is. I'm mangling it, Tom. If you're on here, but looking forward to getting on there it's going to be a fun night. Again, I don't know if there's still space left. Just go to Tom's Louisiana Kitchen Facebook page. You can get the details, get in touch with him because he loves to feed people. The veal short ribs. That's what it is. There you go. Short ribs.
Get out some party hats and some beads because I don't know how formal he wants to be, but you're going to feel like you're in New Orleans. Literally.
See, it's annoying because Shirley's doing a U. Whenever we go on these trips, and we didn't even eat that much because we walked the whole freaking time, and the food was tagine wherever you went. So the first 7 days, we had the same meal every day. So,
did you gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same?
We always lose weight because we walk, especially on these freaking tours. We were seeing 5 cities a day. So, but she always comes back, and I noticed this Sunday she did like a Publix shopping or Trader Joe's, and she came back with all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. So like my whole life,
she has a little mayo in her.
She's very Mayo, very Mayo. Yeah. So like it was all healthy stuff, and I've learned. I used to judge. I learned to just read the room. The next 3 weeks, the next month to 2 months is going to be so fun around my home. So Tom messaged me yesterday, and I already knew to say no because she's just going to bitch at me for trying to go to this thing when she's trying to eat healthier and boring and annoying. So
haven't you heard of me time? It's like you go off to Tom and she'll stay home and eat her little rabbit food and everybody will be happy.
For dinner, I don't want to look. I still eat my own thing, but I'm not going to leave her in the lurch, even though Tom Tanazzini would be
one night for dinner. You can go,
It's one night, Lubie. You just spent 2 weeks with her riding camels around the Sahara. If that isn't dedication, I don't know what is. I'm sure that wasn't your idea to go to Morocco.
No, and it's one of those things that I always
Vegas,
remember.
maybe Atlantic City, but Morocco, come on.
People who've had successful family lives, one of them told me that it's essential that there's 3 components. It's like basically 3 time, which is where you have a kid and you do things together as a family with the kid. We time, where as a couple you have date nights and couple time, and then there's me time, where you go out and plunge your guts out at the racetrack or play poker or go to Tom's kitchen by yourself if she's trying to eat healthy. So 3 time, we time, and me time. It's one of my.
It's only a 2-pronged fork with Lubie.
I'll get some me time, but to go get food that she loves, but she's being responsible. That's the thing. I can eat whatever the hell I want. She doesn't tell me what to do, but she loves Tom's cooking. So if I go there and then I go eat there, and it's like somewhat enabling her because she's not going to not like I'm going to bring food home. Tom never gives me enough where I can finish it. So if I bring it into the house, there's no way she's not going to. That's the thing. There's a lot that goes into it, especially when she starts eating like this.
Yeah.
But Tom's worth it. So you have me thinking. I'm not going to lie.
And if there's anybody out there that has not gone to Tom's Louisiana Kitchen, again, He's usually based at Nobo Brewing on weekends up in Boynton, but he does travel around, and he's, I guess, always looking for new places to spread the love and bring his food. But you really got to check it out because it's some of the finest Cajun Creole Louisiana cuisine down here, and it's not hot and spicy. And that's the thing. He doesn't make it overpowering. It's just got flavor. It's just got packed with flavor, and it's so good. So again, there are some spots open at his Feed Me Dinner, which is kind of like a New Orleans concept where you go in, kind of an omakase, a Cajun omakase, where the chef makes things and he just puts them out at you and you eat them or don't. And if you don't eat them, you're a fool because it's good food. Take that, Miss Texas. There's no good food here. And speaking of good food, let's talk about Tropical Acres. It's a Tuesday. They're back. They've remodeled the kitchen. They're open again. They are ready, primed for upcoming season. But it's still that September lull time, which means you can get in there really easily and have yourself a great meal, whether it's a steak dinner or seafood, lobster. Whatever you want, you can get it at Tropical Acres. It's at 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport, 95 in Dania Beach. Technically, people call it Fort Lauderdale. That's okay. Jack's Through the Alley says, call it whatever you want. Just call up and don't be late for your reservation. Although they'll hold the table for you for a while too, because they're understanding. Jack's Through the Alley and his family, they've run the place for decades. It's been in business since 1949. That's older than Defo. I love Tropical Acres because, especially on a Tuesday night, such as tonight, you have half-price wine night. You have half-price drinks in the bar during happy hour, which goes from 4 to 6:30. You also got good light bites available for reasonable prices during happy hour in the bar. And better yet, you go into the dining room and you get yourself a delicious prime rib, filet mignon, rack of lamb. Those are some of my favorites, along with that $39 twin lobster special coming from North Atlantic waters. It is delicious, and it comes with a salad and a side dish. $39. You can't beat that with the stick, Defo. Unbelievable value and service. Tropical Acres. Don't forget the loyalty reward card. For every 12 entrees purchased, you get the 13th one on the house. Who does that anymore, Defo? I mean, it's tremendous. I love Tropical Acres.
All right. Don't be fooled by artificial intelligence, Mike Mayo. That's the problem with being an intellectual.
I'll take the bait. I'll take the bait. I'll try that.
You better be careful in your old age that you don't fall for the variety of scams that are out there for senior citizens here. All right, we're coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Now we're back on the Lunchbox. It's a Tuesday. We're at home. You see my new big comfy swivel chair I got over the weekend? Yeah. Some of my recovery funds after the flooding. I still am using a folding like poker table for my desk. I got to go buy some new office furnishings, but I did get at my BJ's Wholesale Club. It was great. These kind of leather executive chairs, very comfy.
I'm using a freaking folding chair.
They usually go for, like, I priced it at Office Max. It was like $429. I got this with a rebate at BJ's Wholesale Club, $169. I had to put it together myself on Sunday morning, and I am a little bit. I'm the world's least handy person, and but you know, they give you the kit to assemble it, and it has those little Allen wrench things, and it said on the first instruction, it was like I had to put these screws in, and it said tighten the screws. And as I'm tightening the screw, the thing just snaps in half. It's like, and I still have a screw loose. I still have like 8 more screws to assemble in the chair. This is how handy I am.
Not a lot of Jewish handymen. I mean, I got my chair at Brooklyn Bobby's Pawn and Loan, and you know what their slogan is?
No, what?
If it looks like yours, it probably is.
Pawn shop. Yeah,
that was a stunner. You know, if you ever had something stolen from you and it turned up at a pawn shop, it happened to me a long time ago with like a tape recorder I needed. And the cops call me and they say, well, we found your tape recorder because I had reported a robbery. It was one of the items I said was missing from my home. And they found it. And I didn't realize that you have to pay for it. Like when you go down there, if you want it back.
You get it. Even if it's been stolen. Yeah. I had this, I wrote about this.
That was like 50 years ago. Yeah, that was the deal.
And a woman saw her stuff that had been stolen from her house, and she was being forced to pay for getting her own stuff. She went to small claims court and somehow got there was another arcane law on the book. She ended up getting her stuff back for free.
Oh yeah,
and they actually there is some new guidelines in place where it's making it harder for thieves to fence stolen goods at pawn shops.
Right, because a pawn shop would have little reason to question the source of these products. You know, if they knew they were going to get their money back, whatever they laid out for it, even if it was eventually retrieved by its original owner.
Right. And now the new laws make them be a little bit more, I guess, judicious and investigate.
Hey, Lou, look at this.
Hey, anyway, so I did have this other tool in a bucket in my house. It must have been left over from Michelle because she's Irish and handy. But it's one of those Allen wrench things that has multiple sizes, so you just like kind of open it and then twist it. And I was able to find the right size, and I was able to finish assembling this very comfy chair.
Good job.
So you have one screw loose, is what you're saying. That's excellent. All right, I had one for you. I ran this by you, and you kind of shrugged it off here. But this rarely am I shocked by a price on a menu. And I'm in a restaurant, Faraday's, at the casino, the Harris Casino. Yes. I'm on a comp, so I really don't care usually about ordering. It's almost always enough to cover everything, and if it's a few dollars over, I have no problem with that. But they had I ordered a Caesar salad. Right, so I'm looking underneath. I'm thinking I'd like to make this a chicken Caesar. That's what I usually do, right?
You've seen me. How much is the Caesar salad?
Caesar salad was $14, which it's okay. I mean, it's not like the greatest Caesar salad I've ever had, but it's perfectly fine.
Now, can I guess? Because I'm saying when you add proteins, usually the basic chicken at a restaurant, if you're adding it onto
a salad, I'm talking about
somewhere between, I would say between $6
to $10, maybe.
Yeah, $6 to $10.
10, I would think, would be the high end.
Fish is going to be a little bit more. Right. You're going to add like $11 to $15
but in that
range. Fresh mahi, and the shrimp is also in that $12 to $15. All
right, so and I had actually been there like the week prior and ordered the same Caesar salad, and just routinely said, I hadn't looked at the menu. I routinely said, yeah, make that a chicken Caesar, and I would have to say that while they did add chicken to it, it wasn't like it was some enormous amount. Okay, that kind of sets the stage for. I mean, this was mind-boggling to add chicken to a Caesar salad. Think about this, and I had to look like 4 or 5 times, even though I can read the writing on a racing form without glasses, and it was in very small print underneath. Add chicken, $27.
What?
Now you're talking about a $41 salad that is not all that spectacular. I mean. Where would you ever go and get a $41? You could go to the Waldorf. I mean, in the heyday, and get their walnut salad there for whatever. Never would you see something the equivalent of $41 for a salad. I asked the guy if that was for real, because I thought maybe I got the one joke menu that they hand out to the people that they want to have a heart attack when they look at the prices. But who would order that? I mean, the entrees were only like $30 for like an entire meal.
You could get usually a chicken entree for $35.
They have a good chicken dinner that the Mustang orders all the time. It's like $32.
So then you should I guess if you add the $32 for the entree and the Caesar salad at $14, it comes out to the same 40. Well,
but
no,
I mean,
it's a little bit more,
where do you draw the line? I mean, and they had like you said, a little bit of a scale. Like if you wanted shrimp, if you wanted salmon on there or whatever, it was actually a few bucks more. But how could you have an add-on to a $14 salad that was 2 times the price of the salad?
Did this chicken perform magic tricks?
I didn't do it. You know what? Even on a freebie, it was so insulted my sensibilities about paying for food that even for free, I didn't want the chicken at $27.
I'm intrigued because I want to know: is this like one of those fancy Bell and chickens that is organic?
No, I mean it was just when I had it the time before, and I never looked at the check really to see if that was a $41 salad, but I guess it was.
Yeah, you're on a comp.
It wasn't any significant amount of chicken. In fact, for a restaurant that is essentially a steakhouse, you would say they didn't do a great job with the chicken on the salad.
And I would say you ordered wrong because who orders chicken?
You got a Caesar.
But I'm just saying, as an add-on to a salad, a lot of people would like to have some kind of meat on top of it. Chicken is my particular choice, but at $27 for an add-on to a $14 salad. I couldn't imagine what they could possibly bring you. They would have to bring you pheasant under glass and carve it up right there.
It's an absurd price. I would assume, like for that kind of price, I would want the actual whole rotisserie chicken placed atop my salad that I could.
Several of them, maybe. Like Lubie was getting. Did you ever have the lemon chicken in Morocco? Did they bring in like the whole chicken, and you and Shirley pick it apart? You never had that?
No, I never saw that. That's
wow. That's like a staple of the restaurant scene there. I thought.
More lamb, a lot of lamb in Morocco, right? Not as much.
No, the lemon chicken was a big dish.
I don't know. Tagine. It's something called tagine.
Tagine is the type of pot. That's a clay pot that they. It's like they stew their meats and with the couscous and the vegetables. And
that's what you see everywhere. You see tagine everywhere. That's the thing.
And that's the name of the local restaurant, a Moroccan restaurant in Broward on, I believe it's Broward Boulevard. Dar Tagine is the name of.
Didn't you say this was a decent place?
Well, surely not.
But you
went there.
We saw so much tagine.
Oh, you would never go there. Okay.
No. You should. It's good food, family run, and they are halal and they are adherent Muslims. They do not allow alcohol. They don't serve alcohol, and you can't even bring your own.
That's most of Morocco.
Which is
that ruins a trip to a restaurant for me.
No, it. You know what?
Like that.
You know what, Defo? It's wonderful when you go to a restaurant and you can't order alcohol, and all they have is really lovely tea service. It really cuts down on the expense
Mayo,
of the
you're
meal.
really losing it now.
It's cost conscious. It
what
really
happened to you?
I don't know. I'm trying to get a new
a restaurant like I know you don't care for the place because you've never been there, but we'll be at Chef Ollie's where you bring your own wine and they don't even charge you a corkage fee.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Atlantic City again, everybody.
Yeah.
Defo is taking another trip, and his never-ending quest to cross more things off the bucket list. He's going to Atlantic City.
Well, this time we're celebrating my friend's 70th birthday, so it's a special occasion.
Marty the Party is
Marty the Party Sacks. He's going to make the Mike Mayo lunchboxes. I'll try and talk him into it.
Nice.
And there may be a small reasonable fee attached, but how many should we get done? I mean, if there's a minimum order, you think 50? We can sell them here on the show?
We're doing
t-shirts. Yeah, we'll try. I don't know. Get maybe.
There got to be a picture on one side of you stuffing a sandwich in your face, and the picture of the three of us on the other side. Maybe hoisting one.
Yes.
Even though you prefer restaurants where you don't drink, because
maybe put that also the insignia of that beautiful steak, the bone-in tomahawk ribeye, that engraved Mike Mayo's lunchbox insignia.
Oh, the knife. We put the knife up there.
Well, the knife. No, the actual bone.
With your name on it. Yeah.
Yeah, which had the lunchbox on it. It was nice.
Yeah, you should have one side of the lunchbox to yourself, I think, and maybe Lubie and I like a small consideration inside the box where
three musketeers on one side and then the big bone on the other side that says
anyway it's his 70th birthday. He's having a wild celebration, and I'll be dining a couple of times prior to the big celebration party on Friday at different places.
Are you gonna try to get into that new place that you didn't make it into last time, that 1841?
Oh yeah, it's like table 254 or something. No, I made a reservation. Chef Ollie's was lucky to get that. And
so predictable.
We're Gordon Ramsay steak on Wednesday night, tomorrow night.
I don't want to say that you're stuck in a rut, but
in his 70s, he enjoys his life. We'll leave him
alone. If you like a couple of places and they're top notch, why would you necessarily? I've eaten in a zillion
Gordon
places.
Ramsay's place you trashed the last time. You said they totally overcooked the steak.
But I mean, for the price, it's well worth it for me.
I
don't care if they screw up a couple of steaks. Yeah.
How much is their chicken Caesar salad? Huh?
That's got to be enormous. I think I mentioned it last time. I was shocked when they brought out the lobster bisque at $32. And they literally, Michael, I have never seen this. They brought out a thimble, a silver thimble, and they had a bowl that was shaped. I don't know what pottery mill they went to find this bowl. But when you put the thimble in, it looked like you actually had filled a giant bowl, when in reality, it was like a half an ounce of soup.
Right.
With no lobster in it whatsoever.
It's like a contact lens. They make a bowl that's like a contact
This
lens.
was a disgrace. I mean, yeah. If Ramsay had been there, I would have thrown it at him.
Did they bring like an actual piece of lobster that then portioned out without with a tweezers and they drop in the little lobster at the end?
It wasn't even all that, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, that's
but the steaks there are good. There's no doubt if they cook them right. Yeah. If they don't butcher their cooking.
You enjoy yourself. It's going to be a great party. And looking forward to hearing the whole recap and getting the actual lunchboxes. We'll have.
I'm going to work on that while I'm away. So it's not like I'm not working on the show.
No, it's a business trip. Write it all off. That's what I say. That's what I always do. Anytime I eat, it's a write-off. So
I have to shrug it off when I get home. I don't write it off.
We got to talk about our friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. You're going to miss Oktoberfest extravaganza.
I'm missing a couple of beauties here, 3 in a row, man. I imagine you guys are knocking down Calabria, Delaware Chicken Farm,
and Gulf
Seafood Market, and then the Stream.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And you call this work, Mayo? What the hell?
It's a never-ending battle, and it's a beautiful thing. We love Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, and filling in for Defo this week, I think Tony Segreto is going to be.
Segretto's coming in,
co-host. He expressed
Delaware.
in making it out to Delaware and checking out
beautiful.
all their fine products. And I recommend everybody out there does the same, because
You need extra mouths when you're out there because of the way they treat us. It's incredible.
And I got to talk. I guess the game plan is to highlight the huge variety of sausages, all fresh made in house there, because it's Oktoberfest. Even though the calendar says September, they're celebrating already in Munich and Bavaria. In
that's
Germany.
when you do Oktoberfest. Actually, is what my wife made sure.
Yeah, it's in September. I don't know why they don't call it Septemberfest. I guess
it's like Belmont and Aqueduct.
In
It
October.
really is very much like that.
It's a festival celebrating the beginning, the lead.
It's the harvest, the fall harvest, but they begin in September. Maybe it has the big conclusion, climax, or in October. But we're never too early on the Lunchbox, so we're going to be having some of their delicious chicken and turkey sausages, the traditional pork sausages.
Nice.
And also, I'm supposed to talk to Jose. Maybe we'll spotlight a seafood dish or two, because that's also what they're known for. Their great selection of fresh fish and seafood from waters near and far. They still have the great Florida lobster tails that last time we were there, we were all pleasantly surprised by.
Very good.
The way that they stood up, the way they were prepared, just a simple, I guess a simple grilling, it
was a steaming, my friend.
It was a steaming. The steaming. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. Along with the clarified butter, was delicious. Very sweet meat, and you can get that along with things like the Key West shrimp, the grouper and snapper from local waters, and branzino from Mediterranean. Beautiful stuff.
They make a nice branzino at Chef Fola's, by the way. I would recommend it highly.
That's all good. Well, you can go in to Delaware and have them either fillet your branzino, steam it, and prepare it there for you and bring it home whole. They are in the business of making you happy, and they do offer a wide range of products that they will steam and prepare in-house so that you could just grab and go and have yourself a nice dinner at home. They also have prepared foods like their great roasted chicken and rotisserie chickens, the fish dips, along with the steaks and the chicken, poultry, everything that you want. Delaware has it. 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just south of the Sterling Road, and it's across from the classic Seminole Casino. Go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you, and come on in this Thursday if you're around between 12 and 1. We'll be doing the show, and Lubie will be swatting you away and saying, no, you can't have food. We have to spotlight this on the show.
He nearly punched the Mustang when they were hovering very briefly over that food at New York Yankee Steak.
I'd never seen a guy so protective of his turf. That was
we had a perfect set, but it looked great. I didn't want to mess with it.
It was nice. That
was crazy. Yeah. All right. So this is good. Mike Mayo on his new venture to try and lose weight.
So
we'll be eating Tom Tanazzini's 7-course feast on Wednesday night.
As a collaborator.
He will be guzzling sausage with Tony Segreno Thursday at Delaware Chicken Farm.
Casa Calabria tomorrow.
Casa Calabria for lunch. Oh, my God. And Tanazzini at night. Okay. We'll be back with what's left of Mike Mayo in a moment.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. With a huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, daily specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at arubabeachcafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. It's almost time to say goodbye, but that bot, I guess it got me a little bit frazzled this morning. Victoria M. Jackson, wasn't she a member of Saturday Night Live? But usually we have a be civil rule in the group, but with that post, I'm suspending that rule. And somebody just left a comment. The woman who said South Florida doesn't have any good food, period. Please, period. Prove me wrong, period. I'm from Texas by way of Louisiana, period. I know good food, LOL, period. Well, Jorge says whatever hair product you are using is expired. That's a little mean. No, but then it got me thinking, like, let's say an alien landed from, let's say an AI bot landed from Russia or China or something and came to South Florida and said, where can I get good food? What would be some of your suggestions maybe for a first timer in South Florida to just like go out and explore? And I guess obviously we've got our sponsors that have a lot of good food.
Regulating this page has just destroyed your brain. This is the question you are proposing for people to address. Michael, I mean, you could go to any neighborhood and find 5 places that you would be happy.
But I'm saying if somebody, okay, so for example, our friend Josie, the chef who came out and played in the poker tournament last week, she was making, I think she said it was her first trip to New Orleans this week. And she texted me again yesterday because I think she just landed. And I told her, I love New Orleans. You got to go check out this and this. And she said, I'd love to hear some of your recommendations. So yesterday, when she reminded me, I sent her like a list of like 6 places that I love in New Orleans that, besides the usual touristy suspects like Commander's Palace and Brennan's and stuff, but places like Clancy's and Brightson's and restaurants that are a little bit off the beaten path. I mean, what would you recommend? Like, if somebody like a Chef Josie was coming from, let's say, Texas and coming here, where would you send them?
I send them straight to Brian. Wicked cheesesteaks.
Okay.
I think even look.
No, I mean you can name any place. I mean it's an absurd.
Even keel.
I just think
consider, yeah.
I wanted them to get the feeling of South Florida with the
Right.
kind of food we have, and you don't have to dress up nice, and even look, any of our sponsors, there's a litany of things. New Orleans, you can narrow it down because everyone has like 5 places they love in New Orleans. Here, it's really hard for me to narrow it down because there's so many places that, especially doing the show, that we've experienced. I mean, if you want good Chinese, Christina Wan's does a great job, right? Kaizen, if you want good sushi, there's so many places.
Oh, I would send them to Shamuja because the way they do the ramen there is just fantastic.
and it's not hard to find. No, but the thing in New Orleans, most of the restaurants are serving a similar type of food. They may do it, in a different fashion, whatever. Maybe someplace, is a little fancier, schmancier than others in terms of atmosphere and service. But the food is essentially the same.
Yep.
Whereas
Not
here,
always.
I mean, but I mean, it's the same style. I mean, this Louisiana Cajun style, New Orleans style
Cajun
food.
Creole, but a lot of places put their own spin on
But
it.
here, it's not like you're talking about, well, this place has Thai food, this place has, French food, this place has,
there's
some kind of Middle Eastern. You have
70
such diversity here.
There's 74 different types of cuisines and nationalities in Broward County.
And you could find probably at least a half a dozen places that are excellent at all of them.
But and again, I would say, to get a taste of what South Florida is like, I would send them to, besides even keel, Southport Raw Bar. They that has like a vibe of South Florida. Tropical Acres for a place that's been around a long time and has a South Florida vibe. Joe's Stone Crab, obviously, when they're in stone crab season. I mean, these are places.
It's destroyed you, this administration, John. We thought it was Dick Steen. It isn't. You've now been suckered in by a person that doesn't exist. Right. You are the Manti Te'o of food.
Catfish. You were catfished about.
Oh, right. I forgot that.
Catfish, yeah.
Catfish. I get all.
I saw him the other day, and I you know what? You can't get away from that story. So be careful about this new obsession with this woman.
Well, again,
Valerie Parker.
I wanted to turn it into a positive and just say, hey, if somebody was coming here for the first time,
but the list is endless.
You would send. I mean, Las Espadas, obviously.
There's just so many. Look, I think that's what tells you how good the food is here.
We couldn't begin to name them all. I mean, we couldn't begin to.
There's literally hundreds of places that I recommend that are really.
And I would say, to me, it's what are you looking? That's what I would say. New Orleans, you're right. It's 5 places. Yeah, they have steakhouses, and I'm sure they have barbecue, but it's really one style of food. What are you feeling? Here, it's what do you want to eat? That's what I would say before I even started naming restaurants, because we have everything, and we have tons of places that do it really well.
Sure. Do you want Cuban and the South American and Latino food? Do you want Asian food? Do you want
high-end, middle, mid-range, whatever? Yeah.
Steaks,
we got it all, and it's pretty darn good. And even the people at the Michelin Guide will agree, because now that they're being paid to come here by certain agencies in Miami, that they are giving the Michelin stars out, and those places in Miami that were awarded them are pretty damn good. I've been to a bunch of them.
We want the Mayo stars. We don't care about the Michelin people.
Where we went, the kitchen with the husband and wife.
That's right, the Union Kitchen.
Union Kitchen and Bar. That place is great. There's just so many places. Like
Bubbles and Pearls, speaking of poker.
Bubbles and Pearls do a fantastic job. And look, it looks like somebody's in a mood today. Somebody on our chat line is saying the restaurants are lousy down here. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Yes, there are a lot of overpriced, mediocre restaurants here. That was one of my, the crosses that I had to bear when I was the food critic. In order to get to those good places, you had to kind of sift through a lot of mediocrity, a lot of overpriced mediocrity. There are a lot of cynical places that are just exploiting tourists with food that is not very good, and sometimes they charge a pretty penny for it. But that's why you go out and you go onto a Let's Eat South Florida, because you can find places that are kind of always being written about, and especially the ones by me, because I have credibility and good taste.
and modesty. You also, as an administrator, allow robotic, questions to be posed, and then I try to turn that into a show topic under the Jolly Roger principle, which is, let's find the good in this.
Yeah, that's it. All right,
you're losing it, man. We got to get out of here, man.
We're out of here. Enjoy yourself in Atlantic City. Play number 17 for me. Number 17 black always. And
you know what? I probably won't participate. I'll be at the Borgata on Thursday, punching horses. So if you can find something at Belmont and Aqueduct,
they don't have roulette wheels there.
They have roulette wheels, but I don't dabble in too many casinos.
Just slap a $10 chip on the 17.
17 black. Yeah.
17 black.
Okay, you'll reimburse me when it loses. I'll let you know what spin it was that I
want video of the actual spin with
the confirmation that this.
You know what? Forget it. I don't trust you.
If I won, you really think I'm going to let you know? Or
no, of course not. Not for a minute. You're going to go spend it on a chicken Caesar salad somewhere.
That'd be all right, but I'm not spending 27 for added chicken. That's for sure. 27.
If you quartered the 17 and you put 10 on it and you get it, they might afford
$6, $7, $8. I mean, come on, Mayo.
That's crazy. All right, guys. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good week and trip there.
Thank you very much.
Lubie, you guys, I will see you tomorrow at Casa Calabria.
Watch him, Lubie. Don't let him eat too much at Casa Calabria if he's going to Tanazzini's at night. What a double header. My God.
Until
that's
then,
a day-night doubleheader that's up there with anything I've ever seen. Incredible.
This is the business we've chosen. All right, this is Mike Mayo for Lubie and Defo saying have a good day and enjoy every salad and enjoy every sandwich.